Understanding cost behavior is important for building contribution margin income statements and evaluating profitability. We began our accounting adventure by attempting to answer two questions. Are we profitable? And is this job or product profitable? The answer to these questions are important to internal decision makers and are the primary focus of managerial accounting. In chapters 1 through 4, we identified three classifications of manufacturing costs. These were direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead, which we needed to allocate to jobs using, say, a single plant-wide overhead rate or multiple predetermined overhead rates, which was the focus of our activity-based costing. Understanding cost behavior, whether a cost is fixed or variable, is essential for preparing contribution margin income statement. This chapter explores the meaning of fixed, variable, and mixed cost, because managers who understand how costs behave are better able to predict future costs and make decisions. Fixed costs remain constant in total regardless of the level of activity. An example would be the flat fee you can pay for Netflix Instant View every month. The fee is fixed at $7.95 right now and does not change in total, regardless of the number of shows or movies that you watch. For fixed costs, the average cost per unit decreases as the level of activity increases. This is a key insight for improving profitability. As we increase our level of output, we can spread fixed costs such as depreciation, insurance, property taxes, and supervisor salaries over more units, thereby decreasing our average cost per unit. If we subscribe to Netflix Instant View and pay $7.95 per month and only rent one movie, that movie will cost us $7.95. If we were to watch two movies, our cost per film would be roughly $4. If we were to watch 4 movies or show, we would take the $8 cost and divide it by 4 and have an average cost for movie or show of $2. So we can see it's important to increase our level of output to spread our fixed costs over more units and reduce our average cost per unit. Variable costs, like direct materials and direct labor, remain constant when expressed on a per unit basis. If you rent movies from Redbox, the cost per movie remains constant at $1.25 per DVD. For manufacturing firms, their primary direct variable costs are direct materials and direct labor. Variable costs, such as direct material and direct labor, increase in total when output increases. As we rent or watch more movies from Redbox, our total cost of movie rentals increases. Here are some examples of variable costs that we're likely to find in different types of businesses. For merchandising companies, cost of goods sold is a variable cost. For manufacturing companies, direct materials and direct labor are the primary variable cost, as well as variable manufacturing overhead. For merchandising and manufacturing companies, there are also period costs that will be variable in nature. These include sales commissions, shipping costs, and clerical costs such as invoicing. For service companies, the variable cost might include items such as supplies, travel, and clerical costs. To summarize our cost behavior, in total, variable cost is proportional to the level of activity within a relevant range. That is, our total variable cost will increase as the level of activity increases. Fixed costs, on the other hand, remain constant within a relevant range. On a per unit basis, variable costs remain constant per unit, but will again increase in total, while fixed costs remain constant in total, but on a per unit basis increased or decreased with changes in the level of activity. This chapter introduces several methods for predicting cost behavior. They include the scatter graph, the high-low method, and a regression method. In all three cases, we are trying to attempt to estimate our cost behavior by fitting a line to the observed data. Our cost behavior is modeled with the equation y equals a plus bx, where y is our total cost, and the y-intercept a represents total fixed cost, while the slope of the line b is our variable cost per unit.